like to assure you all that I take my task of delivering a memorable address today very seriously. I decided to prepare for this with the same intensity many of you have devoted to a long-term lit paper. So late last night, I began. However, the significance of what we are celebrating today cannot be captured by a single speech nor a single ceremony. Today is the day you have all been waiting for. I am thrilled to announce that today is finally National Plant Something Day, National Ride a Unicycle Day, and National Devil's Food Cake Day. And it's also our graduation or whatever. But in all seriousness, it is so wonderful to see you all come together for the celebration of our graduating class. Let's give it a hand to the class of 2019. I would be remiss if I did not thank the wonderful staff at Pineview who have nurtured us like their own family. Like Mr. Bergman. Let's be real, if it were not for him, all of us would be living in our parents' basements next year. But it's not just him. It's every administrator, teacher, substitute teacher, bus driver, aide, and custodian who's made an indelible impact on the class of 2019 and helped us grow into intellectual, independent, interesting, innovative, intrepid, and influential individuals. By the way, that was just to show Dr. Dean that I know how to use rhetorical devices. Through the education that we have been bestowed, we have learned valuable skills that will accompany us throughout our adult lives. For instance, AP Lit taught us to beware of landladies going through our drawers. AP Stat taught us how to analyze shape, center, and spread so that you can get that bread. And AP Physics C taught us that if life gives you lemons, you can make a crude electrochemical battery out of it. But our growth extends past just the intellectual. High school is where we had our first prom, first spirit week, first academic Olympics game. And these memories are more important to many of us than anything we've had over the past 4 years. To me, it's more important than this gown or this cap or this dangly thing, wherever it is. But here's what I want to be sure. Make sure that you all know. That you know this. These should not be the best 4 years of your life. That is a pain I do not wish upon any of my enemies. If AP testing and King Lear journals are the best 4 years of your life, you have done something wrong. Now that you have left Pineview's gates for the last time, you must also learn to leave your comfort zone. Get with your friends and start that rock band you've always wanted to. Fine-tune that prototype you've been working on and start a business from your garage. Shoot your shot with that person you've been stalking on Instagram for weeks. It is your job to muster the courage, pick up the brush, and paint the masterpiece that is your future. Pablo, you should have no trouble with this. Also, please teach me your ways. I don't even know how to hold a paintbrush. Please, dear God, help me out. Of course, you will encounter countless obstacles in your path to success. The reality is that the future is a dark chasm of yawning uncertainty. But don't worry, you don't have to face it for like 3 hours. First dinner, then yawning uncertainty. Just think about what we've had to encounter over the past 4 years. Our class has been thrusted face to face with Zika, 2 hurricanes, and North Korean missiles. And I cannot even begin to imagine how many families were torn apart by that line outside. But if I know one thing about our class, it is that we are resilient. There is no further embodiment of this truth than through my close friend, Stephen Shumway, who is here graduating with us today. Despite severe medical complications and weeks in the hospital, Stephen came back to school last week with that same grin on his face and those same goofy jokes that put smiles on everyone else's faces too. He's an example we can all learn from. So graduates, promise me this, that you will never run away from the challenges in life that you face. Unless you're Ben Hartwigson, then you can run away from anything you want. But for the rest of us, we must be able to remain strong in the face of adversity. By the way, this isn't just the students, this is also the teachers who started panicking when alarms went off in their classrooms. Just follow my advice and I swear you won't have any issues with next year's senior prank. You know, a talking fish once told to me to just keep swimming, just keep swimming. I don't have time to elaborate on it right now, but if you have any questions, you can check with Kristen Utter. She's a total pro. She even agreed that after the graduation, she'll run you through a few swimming drills. But while it is crucial that you give it your all in this game called life, you must also learn to embrace failure and remember that it is okay if you don't do well the first time. Unless you're going skydiving or submitting a project to Dr. Rice, then there is no second chance. At this point, I'd like to fast forward a bit. One day, far from now, your hair will begin to gray, your graduation pictures will collect dust on the back wall, your grandkids will take their flying Teslas out for a spin, and you will have become the typical Sarasota retiree. But hopefully you will be grateful. Grateful for the experiences offered to you by Pineview in your most formative years. Grateful that you took bold risks in college and beyond, and do not have to live with the regret of not rising up to the challenge. And at that deep moment of philosophical thought, you will get a reminder text message from me, and you will wonder why this lunatic still has your phone number. Perhaps I'll even inspire you to go back and take a look at the senior video. Shout out to Nabil. Now, I would like to leave you all with a quote from Armando Perez, better known to you as Pitbull. He was actually supposed to be here in person today, but he had to bail because some high school started campaigning for him to visit them. I wonder why we didn't think of that first. But I digress. In time of our lives, Pitbull sings, "This for anybody going through tough times. Believe me, been there, done that. But every day above ground is a great day. Remember that." Class of 2019, I hope you do remember that. And I wish you all the best of luck on all your endeavors. Not that any of you need it. Thank you.